All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to talk about this draft time heading up for this 2024 season. This right here, draft philosophy, BPA. And when we start talking about BPA, best player available, that should be the alley cry for Mike McCarthy. Here's the reason why. You can say that he's not on the hot seat. Some people said that, but I look at it as if though he's on the hot seat. It's Super Bowl or bust for him. I don't think even winning a playoff game would keep him here for the foreseeable future. He got to win multiple playoff games for the 2024 season. On top of that, when you add in the fact that we already hearing rumblings about other coaches wanting to be here, which that's just how the Cowboys flow goes, right? Everybody would love to get the spotlight at some shape, form, or fashion in their life, right? And so when you start talking about the Cowboys in general, you have to look at it from that perspective. But looking at Mike McCarthy heading into this season, I do know we had 3 seasons of 12-5, 12-5, 12-5 with CeeDee Lamb contract year, with Dak Prescott contract year, with Micah Parsons contract year. 2 of those guys not showing up at Oxnard, or excuse me, I'm overshooting myself, not showing up at OTAs. With those boys not showing up, it leaves us room for conversations, which both of them technically said it wasn't about the money, basically, but it's when somebody say it's not about the money, it's about the money, right? But we can look at it from this aspect of it: self-development, working out for yourself, working out by yourself, and working out on certain things. It could be something that we can look back on. I posted a video just the other day about CeeDee Lamb, highlight catching a catch, catching a pass right there, right by the end zone there, getting 2 feet in, and everybody was like, yeah, can he do that in the postseason? And I'm sitting here like, yeah, you can do that in the postseason, but you got to have a strategy and a plan. And Dak Prescott to CeeDee Lamb, I get it. A lot of people feeling like negative about, their productions and things like that because it's not done in a big game. I had somebody to argue with me and say, well, the Cowboys only beat up on bad teams, and the 36 games that they won the previous years been all on bad teams, basically. That's sarcastically speaking, which we know that that's not the case nor the scenario. When we did our roundtable on the draft, we talked about who do you trust the most, offense or defense, and everybody pretty much agreed that they trust the offense more, right? So we can look into the aspect of how this team can get better. And if I'm Mike McCarthy, I'm going with BPA in this draft. I'm looking at this draft of saying that I can't draft for the future coach. I got to draft for myself, and I can't draft a guy, let's say, for example, Amarius Mims, who pretty much played right tackle majority of his career in college, right? In only 8 games. So you can't say, okay, I'm going to leverage my future by drafting him and hoping that he can play left tackle. No. He got to go with BPA, baby. Best player available. And that is, it could be a wide receiver. Yeah, it could be a wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb and AD. Or CeeDee Lamb, Xavier Worthy. CeeDee Lamb, Brian Thomas. All of those things sound really, really good. Oh, yes, they do. They sound real good. To be able to get things going in the proper way with that, I get it. We all want offensive line. But here's the other thing that I'm going to tell you guys about the offensive line for your mind. If you draft an offensive lineman, just be sure and make sure you marry that. You marry that with a running back. You got to do that. You can't have one without the other. And you can't draft a running back and not look into the offensive line thing. So it's a conundrum. And I would tell y'all beautiful people that's listening and watching that the Dallas Cowboys, they just better make sure that they draft Pretty well, because we are using this draft, and I say pretty well, I'm talking about for this particular 2024 season. Because if they don't, it will be some of the sayings of, look at this team falling flat on its face once again. Because we use the draft as our free agency. We do. So the Cowboys, boy, oh boy, we better be ready and lock loaded. We did multiples of mock drafts. We did BPA philosophy. We drafted need philosophy. And either or, we made it out with some good guys. Better than what we did last season from the actual draft of a Mozzie and a Luke Schoonmaker. You see what I'm saying? So the Cowboys in general, we just got to make sure we get things going before my guy get to start cutting grass over here. I just want to tell you guys before I go, be sure to check out a draft party. It's going to be next Thursday. The draft time for your mind is going to be at Shakerton's, the one in Arlington, 1409 North Collins Street. Hey, come on out. We will have a great time, great moments out there. And I always look at it like the draft is always a possibility of newness for all teams. It's a brilliant avenue for those new guys that's going to be able to support their particular school that they drafted from and their particular community, and it will be monumental because I look at it like this from a monetary and remuneration aspect for the players. There's about to be 32 millionaires. 32 millionaires, that's a lot. So, Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening, that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. It's a cool breeze out here, still a little bright. Texas is bipolar. One day is hot, next day is cool. But I like it. DC for life, baby. Let's go. Peace.